Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Just as a telescopic antenna comes out in a particular sequence and it goes back in the exactly the opposite sequence. There is never jumble in that. If it is just ordinary thread or a rope, then it may get jumbled. But in case of this antenna, there is no way. It is coming in one way and goes exactly the opposite way. If this example is clear, this is what happens in the sleep. When one enters sleep, the objects are rejected, the sense organs go back to the mind. Organs of actions are rejecting all the activities and they go back to the mind. So they are non-functional. But the prana, the dynamic aspect of our life, prana, the pranas keep on functional. So the metabolism, digestion, blood circulation, everything continues. And after some time, this mind starts seeing its own glory. It itself becomes the seer, it itself becomes the seen. In this manner, this mind goes on playing with its own glory. Thereafter, it gets tired that also. Sa tada tejasa abhibhuto bhavati. And when this mind gets overpowered by this pitta or the tejas, then esha devaha swapna na pashyati. Then this mind doesn't see any more dreams. Atha, then what happens? Naturally, the waking world is discarded because no identification with the body. Then the dream world is discarded because no identification with the dream or the mind. That is discarded. Then what happens? Now the mind goes back to the source, the cause. And there only experience of bliss remains. See? The most important thing what we have to understand is etasmin sharire etas sukham bhavati. In the body the experience of bliss happens. Who is happy is not mentioned. Because all the bodies have disappeared. When the waking world is rejected, the waker, the mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, all they have disappeared. Then in the dream, the dreamer, his achievements, failures, joy, sorrows, when the dream disappears, even the dreamer has disappeared. Then in the deep sleep, who remains? Nobody. But the happiness remains. So, etat sukham etasmin sharire bhavati. So in this body, now the bliss is experienced. See? So, the bliss without the experiencer of bliss is our essential nature. Etat sukham bhavati. Now the teacher gave us example. Yatha somya vayamsi vaso vruksham sampradishtante evam havai tas sarvam pare atmani sampradishtate. Just like the birds retire back to their own nest in the tree, in the same manner, all these things means what? They will be telling in the next verse. All these things, the whole world, the instrument through which the world is cognized, where the cognition of the world takes place, the mind, where the experiencer is born, the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Everything ultimately goes back, Pare Atmani Sampradishthate. All of them ultimately are as if absorbed in the Absolute, wherefrom the whole world has come out. Now the teacher tells, Pruthivi cha Pruthivi matra cha, Apascha apo matra cha, Tejasya tejo matra cha, Vayuscha vayu matra cha, Akashascha akasha matra cha, Chakshuscha drashtavyam cha, Shrotram cha shrotravyam cha, Ghranam cha ghratavyam cha, Rasascha rasaitavyam cha, Tvakcha sparshaitavyam cha, Vakcha vaktavyam cha, Hastau cha आदातव्यं च उपस्थश्च आनंदयितव्यं च पायुश्च विसर्जयितव्यं च पादौ च गन्तव्यं च मनश्च मन्तव्यं च बुद्धिश्च बोद्धव्यं च अहंकारश्च अहंकर्तव्यं च चित्तं च चेतयितव्यं च तेजश्च विद्योदयितव्यं च प्राणश्च विधारयितव्यं च. So what goes where? Everything is included in this. Prithvi cha Prithvi matra cha. Earth and the tanmatra of the earth is gandha, the smell. So the earth and its gandha tanmatra goes back to the absolute self. Then apaschapo matra cha. Then the waters have got the tanmatra, the essence of the water is the rasa, the taste. So the rasa and the water element goes back to the self. In this manner, tejastha tejo matracha, all the five elements along with their essence, they are absorbed in the absolute conscious self. So this is the world of objects. Then the instruments through which the world was cognized. So chakshuscha drashtavyam cha, shrotam cha shrotavyam cha. So the eyes and all that is seen by the eyes, the nose and all that is smelled by the nose, the tongue, then all that is tasted by the tongue. So all the objects of perception along with the objects, they also go back to the same reality. Then next comes the object, the organs of action. Vaktam cha, vakcha vaktavyan cha, the speech and the spoken. Hastau cha adatavyan cha, the hands and all that was held in the hand in this manner. All the five sense organs along with their objects, all the five organs of action along with their activities, they go back to the same absolute self. Further, manascha mantavyancha, then the mind along with all its thoughts. Buddhischa bodhavyamcha, the intellect with all its concept. Ahankarascha ahankartavyancha, the ahankar and the notion of doership. And chittam cha chaitayitavyamcha, and all the memory along with what is remembered, everything. And ultimately, tejasya vidyotayvancha, and the tejas along with what is illuminated, and ultimately the summary of all that, the pranamcha, the notion of the jiva, then I am somebody, even that also ultimately goes back to the same absolute conscious self. It appears it is so difficult. It is every day we are doing, friends. It's not difficult. How we go to sleep? Exactly this is the process. We leave the world first of all, and all the qualities of the world. Then we leave the objects. Then we leave the sense organs. Then we leave the mind and all the contents of the mind. Ultimately, be attentive. When we go to sleep, what is the last thing that we give up? Last thing is, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Then ultimately, this I who wanted to sleep, this I and the want, they are also left. Then what happens? Only sleep remains. There is no body left. See, friends, this is the experience of the wise man. He is living as nobody in the waking state. We are living as nobody in the deep sleep state. And therefore, in the deep sleep we are happy, but in the waking we are not happy because we are somebody. The wise man continues to be nobody even in the waking state. Therefore, he is never miserable. How simple it is. It may be simple for you. Many times, these people, they become so angry with me. One lady said to me, you are teasing us. One example I gave about the sleep. I said spiritual life means those people who cannot wake up early in the morning before the sunrise, they are good for nothing. After the lecture was, Swamiji, don't you find any other example? Because everybody has the same problem. They just can't leave the bed. Then further I said, there is one Puran. Like in Shiva Puran, Vishnu Puran, there is one Khatmal Puran. And it is written there that those who wake up after the sunrise, in the next life they become the bed bugs. So all those who are waking up after the sunrise, you can see your design. Next life you are going to be that. See, friends, it is only we are not understanding the importance of this, therefore there are difficulties. If we understand the importance of this, we will find there are no difficulties on the spiritual path. It is something like the common example. We have understood the importance of money. Has anybody ever said, money earning is difficult, therefore I don't want to earn money? On the contrary, we develop different techniques. Above the table, below the table, around the table, during office hour, after office hours, in the Swiss bank, Hawala. See how many techniques? Because we have understood the importance of money. In the same manner, till such time, we understand the importance of this spiritual life, we will find only difficulties in our life, nothing else. So, this Purusha ultimately, Esha hi drashta, sprashta, shrota, ghrata, rasayita, manta, bodha, karta, vijnanatma, Purusha. So, this, like the shadow coming out of the person, in the same manner, this so-called Jiva, Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, Bhagavan says, Mamai vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Be attentive. In the infinite, finite is always imagined. Infinite cannot be cut into pieces. But we can imagine always. See? Like the space is infinite. In the infinite space, we imagine east, west, north, south, corners, up and down, 10 directions. Are they really there? If you do not take into account the relationship between the sun and the earth, tell me which is the east, which is the west. They are only imagined, they are not true. The truth is space. In the same manner, the man and the husband. Now, is husband the reality? No, it is imagination. It is not reality. When the wife gives him away, then what happens to husband? Nothing happens because he is no more husband. Then who is he? He is happy. See how simple it is. But we go on taking this soul so seriously. This is what is meant here, that which is not there is becoming miserable. See, the husband, the wife who are miserable, Show the wife apart from the woman. Show the husband apart from the man. Nowhere. So that which is nowhere, that which is nothing, is becoming miserable. And then we do spiritual practice. I want to realize God. What will you do after God realization? Suppose I am God, you look at me. What next? Next, chai piyenge. What else? Have a cup of tea. That's all. Don't have that funny notion that you have to achieve something in this world. There is nothing to be achieved, there is nothing to be protected, there is nothing to be lost. So, esha hi drashta, sprashta, shrota, ghrata, rasayita, manta, bodha, karta, vijnanatma, purushaha. So, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, where the Absolute is reflecting at the Chidabhasa, he gets identified with all the objects, all the sense organs, all the organs of action, all the modifications of the mind, and he takes the position of Mr. Somebody. Vijnanat. But in fact, he is nobody. See? Just get this point. Take another example. Center 1 inch radius, one circle. Same center 2 inch radius, second circle. Same center 3 inch radius, third circle. In this way, go on adding n number of circles. Addition of circle, is it a burden to the center? See? Same way, I am the man, one circle father, second circle son, third circle wife, fourth circle children, fifth circle in-laws. Nothing happens to me. How simple it is. But we carry the burden. And burden of what? That which is not. See, friends, therefore, Bodha Karta Vijnanatma Purushaha. Vijnanatma because he has become somebody. Purushaha because essentially he is Purna. See, if you have to define a husband, how will you define? Man plus the limitation of the wife put together is called as husband. Now by birth, are we husband or man? Think. Don't take this only as a joke, but just work on it. See, friends, but without understanding this, we go on saying, Jiva, the soul, the karma shaya, all the karma that you have done in the last life, put together, jati ayu bhogaha, you are born in a particular place, you get so much of longevity, and you get so much of experiences, and that jiva, then he goes from this body, and another body he enters. These are all stories, friends. Don't give any value to that. Just delete them. But we are so lost in that because it is enchanting. And the stories have to be enchanting, then only somebody will listen. See, friends, I won't allow you to die, nor will I allow you to live. See, friends, once you get this, there is infinite bliss. Nothing in this world can ever disturb you thereafter. Then what do? You disturb others. Esha hi drashta, sprashta, shrota, grata, rasayita, manta, bodha, karta, vijnanatma, purushaha. So the same purushaha, purnatvat purushaha. The infinite reality, purushayanat purushava. Or because the infinite is expressing through the finite of the body, he is called as jiva. But essentially, he is purna, he is infinite, he is real. Vijnanatma Purushaha sa pare akshare atmani sampratishtate. So this jiva now goes back to the absolute supreme reality that we are. It is something like this. Take an ice cube and put it in the sea. How long it will remain there? 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Toss along with the movement of the waters. And after some time, where it has gone? Did it sink? The ice doesn't sink, isn't it? Where it has gone? It has merged with the ocean. Then again it will be born. No man, it cannot come back. Exactly the same way. One dreamer had good or bad dreams. He dissolves in the deep sleep, in the consciousness, in the absolute reality. Gone. Next day another dream. Another dreamer comes. Be attentive. Yesterday's dreamer and today's dreamer, is he the same? If the dreamers are different from dream to dream, it is equally true that the wakers are different from waking to waking state. They are not the same. Yesterday's I and today's I are different. Or else we would have been children throughout life. We are not. See, friends, but what we do, we take all the wakers and put a thread of consciousness, continuity, and make a garland of the wakers. And if you have to define a garland, what is a garland? Garland is different flowers put together apparently by a common thread. If the thread is cut, flowers, everything is removed. Where the garland has gone? Everything is there. Garland is only a word. It has no meaning. Exactly the same way, the jiva, the ego, is only words. It has no meaning. This is our essential nature. This is soul and beyond. But we get lost so much in this useless thing called as soul. So, esha hi drashta, sprashta, shrota, grata, rathayita, manta, mondha, karta, vijnanatma purushaha, sa pare akshare atmani sampradishtate. He is thus nothing or none other than the Supreme Self. Now continuing further, Paramevaksharam pratipadyate sa yo havai tad chayam ashariram alohitam shubhram aksharam vedayate yastu somya saha sarvajnaha sarvo bhavati tadesha shlokaha. Now the teacher says, Hey Somya, O my dear student, yaha param eva aksharam pratipadyate. Now he who is able to recognize and abide in this absolute reality where from the whole world has come out. See? Understand this way. The objective world, take one example, colors and forms. Colors and forms are nothing but solidification of the vision. Gross and subtle. Effects are gross, cause is subtle. Effects are seen, cause is not seen. Whether there is electricity in the line or not, how do you know? When we see the light in the bulb. So from the effect, we reach the cause. This is the rule. And the effects are gross and the cause is subtle. So we can see the colors and forms. Can we see the vision? Not only ours, but other people's vision also. See, I was in South Africa, and in front, on the first seat only, chair, there was one lady, maybe in middle age, in 40s or so, very nice, tall, very beautiful, big eyes. She was sitting and listening. And after the lecture was over, I was giving the fruits or prasad. I said, "Hey mama, come, take the fruits." So she got up. And I said, "Come on, come quickly, don't be lazy." And I gave her the fruit. Then everything was over. And when I was going after the dinner, then that lady's mother came holding her. And she said, "Swamiji, you gave her the fruit first." I said, "Yes, her eyes are really beautiful. That's why I called her." "Swamiji, she doesn't have vision. She is blind. Eyes are open. Beautiful." See, the colors and forms are gross, vision is subtle. Next, the vision is gross, mind is subtle. By the vision we can see the colors and forms. By the vision we cannot see the mind. See, go further. Mind is gross, joy, sorrows, frustration, desires, anger, greed, gross. Consciousness is subtle. So what is the journey? The journey is, we start from the gross and come to the subtle. See friends, therefore, parameva aksharam yaha pratipadyate, he who thus comes back. Now similarly, leave the child, come to the mother. Leave the mother, come to the wife. Leave the wife, come to the woman. Leave the woman, come to the seeker. Leave the seeker, come to the sought. Leave the sought and just be. You are not holding anything, you are giving up everything. We simply chant a mantra, na karmana, na prajaya, dhane, na tyagi, naike, amritatva manashu, but we have no meaning in that. See friends, so in this manner, he who is able to abide, recognize the Supreme Self, and what is that Supreme Self? That achayam. Achaya means it is not a shadow, it is the reality. Now see the beauty. The original also cannot be destroyed and the shadow also cannot be destroyed. Can we destroy the shadow? Yes and no. Yes, how? Remove the lamp, shadow goes away. No, because shadow you cannot destroy because there is nothing like shadow. Shadow is not an object. Think. Therefore, neither the jiva, the soul dies, nor the Paramatma dies. Paramatma doesn't die because the eternal presence. And the soul doesn't die because soul is not. That which is not, how can you kill it? Think. Therefore, achayam. It doesn't have any shadow. Shadowless being. The shadow of man is husband. And the shadow is miserable. Now what can you do? The more you become aware of this truth, then you will not get lost in this world. This world has always been like this. Don't become serious on any issue. That is important. So, achayam, ashariram. Ashariram, where the gross, the subtle and the causal body have no place. When the gross body is dropped, the waker and the waking world disappears. When the subtle body is dropped, the imaginary world of hallucination disappears. the causal bodies drop, all the wrong notions about ourselves, about the world, about the God, and about spiritual practice, they are all disappearing. So, ashariram, alohitam. See, alohitam means the one which is alohita, which is without any blood. Oh, it's not a bloody one, no. Alohitam. Alohitam. Many of us have got this funny notion. Like, when there are some people in Vrindavan area, Vrajabhumi, there is one mountain, Govardhan. That Govardhan mountain was lifted by Bhagavan Krishna. Now that mountain is almost flat. So the devotees of the Bhagavan, when they go, they say, I saw blood coming out of a stone. It is real God. That means God is damn bloody. See, whether there is blood or no blood, whether there is life or no life, Paramatma is everywhere. God is equally present in the living and the dead. See? Otherwise we will have to say that if the God is not present in the dead, that means the God is afraid of death. God is present in the hell and the heaven. If the hell can exist without God, hell is more powerful. See, friend, this is for, frightening the fools. I remember one of my experience, this happened somewhere in US. I was just spending some time around a mall, all alone, no money in the pocket, so only for window shopping. My friend has gone somewhere. He says, Swamiji, I got to go for some meeting. I'll come in an hour or two. I said, take your own time. I had to simply pass time. So when I was just moving around, one person came. Must be some pastor or father or brother. He came in a big frock. He said, hey, are you Hindu? So I looked at him. I said, any objection? He said, no. Do you believe in Jesus? I said, no. I believe in Lord Jesus. He is not your pal, Jesus. Okay. I said, yes, I believe. Then you are a Christian? I said, of course, I am a Christian. But you said you are a Hindu? I said, yes, I am a Hindu. How come it is? I said, these days, latest technology, 2-in-1. So when I said 2-in-1, he got so angry with me. He said, if you say like this thing, you will go to hell. I said, excuse me, where will you go? He said, of course I will go to heaven. I said, then I will not like to come there. Hell is better for me. Friends, can the hell exist without the Supreme Reality? Nothing can exist without it. But those who are, frightened, oh, if you do this, you will go to hell. It is better to go to hell than to argue with the people. See? Tachayam ashariram alohitam shubhram. Shubhram means where there is no causal body. And aksharam vedayati yastu somya. This akshara is indestructible. That which is created is destroyed, number one. That which begins ends, number two. That which is influenced by the time is not real. Now see, hold on to this. Everything disappears. Only one, and that is our own being. We can never experience our absence. Whether it is childhood, we are the same. Middle age, we are the same. Old age, we are the same. Actually, the different age group belongs to the body, not to us. But our identification with the body is so firm that when the body is old, I am old. When the body is feminine, I am a woman. When the body is unhealthy, I am unhealthy. This identification has become such a terrible disease This is called in Yoga Shastra as Abhinivesh. You know the Pancha Kleshas. The Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesh. Abhinivesh is this body identification. Unless this body identification is a disease, is clearly understood, we will not work on it. You'll keep on working only, maintain the body properly, body should be healthy, sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam, and you will see all these fellows have got every kind of disease. See, when a machine is made by the company, that machine is optimum. But what we do so much of misuse of that machine, then the whole balance of the machine is lost. In the same manner, don't overdo anything. See, there was a friend of mine and he was infected by this yoga. So he started doing this, that and all that. And then Shirshasana. When you do Shirshasana, the brain, if it is there, the blood goes there. See? And then you will become very intelligent and all that. And that dumb fellow, he started doing it. Not for half a minute, 20 seconds, no. He will do it for 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. After some time, he got all the problem. Went to the doctor. And the doctor said, oh, you have to put the collar for the whole life. So when I saw him, I said, hey, what is this new ornament you have put around you? He said, Swamiji, this is what the doctor told. I said, remove that. Sit in front of me. I said, I will do some magic on your head. And I did some magic. I said, now never put it on. And he became perfectly alright because there was nothing wrong with him. See, all kinds of funny things start coming in the mind because you are too obsessed with the body. Sometimes you get I think there is a terrible pain here, and there is nothing pain, but you keep on imagining and then do this thing, that thing, and that creates pain. See, friends, body identification is the disease that we have to give up. So, Aksharam Vedayate Yastu Somya Saha Sarvajnaha Sarvo Bhavati. He alone is the real wise one. Sarvajnaha. He knows everything. See? It is something like this. The vision knows all colors and forms. Because what is colors and forms? Grossification of the vision is colors and forms. See? The vision knows every color and form. The mind alone has become all the sense organs. So the mind knows every object, whether color and form, or a sound, or a smell, or a taste. Everything is known by the mind. Now the consciousness, which is expressing as the mind, knows everything. See, friends, Sarvajnaha, when we abide in our essential nature, that is all that is worthy of knowing in this world. All other things are meaningless. And Sarvo Bhavati, because he is none other than the whole world. He is the whole world and he is he. There is no difference between the knower and the known. About this, Tadesha Shlokaha. There is a shloka emphasizing this principle. Vijnanatma saha devaishcha sarvaihi prana bhutani sampradishtanti yatra tadaksharam vedete yastu somya sa sarvajnyaha sarvameva vivesheti. Hey Somya, oh my dear student, Vijnanatma saha, Vijnanatma means Vijnanamaya Kosha means the Jiva Bhava. Be attentive. Bhagavan has given us 5 fingers. They are not meant for putting the rings useless. I don't know how people keep on putting the rings. There are some people, they put 5, 6 of them in everything. And when they put on so many rings, I am always worried. If they have to take the rasam, how they will take? It will leak from there. They have to drink it like this. Rasam cannot be drunk like this. You will have, all the taste is going. So, these 5 fingers are not given for putting the rings. This small finger is our gross body, Annamaya Kosha. This ring finger is our Pranamaya Kosha, the life, vital air sheath. The bigger finger is the Manomaya Kosha, the mind. Now the question comes, whose body, whose prana, whose mind? Of course, mine. Vijnanatma is I. Now be attentive. When this I gets identified with the body, I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old. When this Vijnanatma, I gets identified with the prana, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am tired. When this I gets identified with the mind, I am happy, I am miserable, I am miserable, I am more miserable. See? And be attentive. When this I separates itself from the 3, separated. After having separated, where does this fellow go? He goes to the Anandamaya Kosha. When he disappears in the Anandamaya Kosha, is only happiness. This is the meaning of this mudra. It is not a snuff mudra. All the yogis, they have got this snuff mudra. You know, they will be. In this, if you see, there is a snuff there. See, friends. So he who knows, that is Vijnanatma, Sahadevaischa Sarvaihi. Here Deva means all the faculties. The Vijnanatma along with the gross body, subtle body, all the faculties, everything, and prana bhutani sampratishtanti yatra. All the pranas, all the jivas, all the pancha pranas, prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana, and upapranas, bhutani, all the 5 great elements, tadaksharam vedete yastu somya. That akshara, that absolute, immaculate, unchanging, undying, undecaying, uncreated, unmodifying reality, he who comes to recognize as his essential nature, saha sarvajnaha sarvameva visheti. He alone is the real wise one. He alone knows everything. Many times when we hear this word, he knows everything, then we go and ask, okay, tell me, what is the weight of the earth? That is not the meaning. See? Okay, tell me what is in my mind, if you are knowing everything. This is cheap. This is not the meaning. See? Therefore, Sarvajnaha means he has gone beyond the limitations of the instruments of knowledge. In this manner, how the jiva is born and how he lives, and thereafter what are the faculties which are awake, which are the sleeping, in the sleep, in the dream, all these discussions regarding the dream experience, the deep sleep experience, and what happens to the soul, the jiva is told. Now, to summarize the whole thing, what we have to understand, in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells, the same topic comes in a different way. He says, Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishtaha mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha vedaischa sarvai ahameva vedyaha vedanta krut veda videva chaham dvaumau purushau loke ksharascha eva cha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutasto kshara uchyate uttama purushaha tu anyaha paramatma iti udarutaha yo lokatrayavamishya vibharti avyaya ishvaraha yasmat ksharamati aksharaadapi chottamaha atosmi loke vedecha pratitaha purushottamaha. This is the Purushottama, the Supreme One, who is supporting the world of matter, who is supporting the world of faculties, who is supporting the world of prana, who is supporting all the beings, and yet he is beyond all of them. See, eyes support all the colors and forms, but eyes are beyond all colors and forms. Whether there are more colors and forms added, there is no burden for the eyes. When all of them were taken away, there is no loss for the eyes. When the eyes are functional, there is no gain for the mind. When the eyes are blind, there is no loss for the mind. Whether the mind is functional, there is no gain for the consciousness. When the mind is non-functional, there is no loss for the consciousness. Come to discover this truth. See, friends, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the student goes to the father Guru. Bhrugurvai varunihi pitaram varunam pitaram upasasara adihi bhagavo brahmeti takam hovacha tapasa brahma vijijnasasva tapo brahmeti. O teacher, O father, teach me about Brahman. The teacher says, tapo brahmeti, Brahman is tapas. Tapas means what? We are born alone. Tapas means you get married and yet don't suffer. If you get married and suffer, it is not tapas. You don't suffer. Then make the other partner suffer. You remain cheerful and happy. That is tapasya. Because what is tapasya? Normally you see the yogis do the tapasya. You know, we were in that Allahabad Kumbh Mela, and I was going with some people. So there was one big yogi's poster and all that. So my friend told me, Swamiji, should we go to this Mahatma? I said, you simply walk with me, and with the corner eye look that side. See how is his hand? It is down. Now we go ahead and again come back. And then you start talking something. Immediately his hand will go up. And exactly that happened. When we went, his hand went up. And then his disciples are telling, Mahatma Ji is holding this hand like this for last 48 years. So what? It's a problem. When he has to sit in the bus, he can't sit. It comes out. Antenna. Is this spiritual practice? See, friends, don't get lost in this acrobatics. That is not spiritual life. So the student is told, tapo brahmeti, do tapasya. What is it? Yasya jnanamayam tapaha. What is the tapasya? Tapasya is working under steady wisdom. That is tapasya. Our wisdom should be steady. Not the body. Body, let it move, who cares? And if the body is steady, the wisdom is not steady. What is the use of that body? It is like a buffalo body. See? Therefore, all the spiritual practice is this. Then the teacher says, Mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha sarvaihi vedaihi ahameva vedyaha. All the scriptures, Vedas are telling only to know who is this I. And then the teacher tells here, who is this I? I is the one who supports the waking experience without becoming a waker. Supports the dream experience without becoming a dreamer. Support the deep sleep experience without becoming a deep sleeper. Support the samadhi experience without going into samadhi. This is the truth. Now apply this in your own life. supports the son without becoming a father. Support the father without becoming a son. Support the wife without becoming a husband. Means what? Means although you are a husband, you are not miserable. Although you are a son, you are not miserable. Although you are a father, you are not disturbed. See? And that is our essential nature, friends. We don't have to do anything. This is what we are. See, in this manner, he who is able to tadaksharam vedete yastu somya sa sarvajnaha. Is it not the man knows the son, the man knows the father, the man knows the husband, the man knows the brother, the man knows the in-laws. He knows everything. Because he is the one supporting everything. In the same manner, be attentive. Don't we know the waking experience? Don't we know the dream experience? Don't we know the deep sleep experience? Don't we know the samadhi experience? But the waker cannot know the dream experience because waker was not in the dream. The waker cannot know the deep sleep experience because he was not there. The waker cannot know the samadhi experience, he was not there. And yet we make a statement, I had a good sleep, but in between I had bad dreams. Who makes this statement? This statement cannot be made by the waker because he was not in the deep sleep. This statement cannot be made by the waker because he was not in the dream. He was not a dreamer. Who makes it? Only the one who is present in wake, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. And yet, he has not become anyone. This is the real meaning of I. Vedaisya sarvai ahameva vedyaha. All the scriptures are meant only for this. Come to discover your essential nature. Unknowingly, we all know. Even an ignorant person, when he talks about meditation, what he talks, let us sit for meditation. Close the eyes, keep quiet. Means what? Analyze. Every one of us know meditation means give up the changing and come to the changeless. Movement of the body changing, don't move. Eyes open, see here and there, don't see. Then the mind. But mind keeps moving. Then what is meditation? Struggle to control the mind, control the mind. It never happens. Why control the mind? Let it go, who cares? Like we listen to the Satsanga Vedanta, in the same manner look at the mind. We listen so many times, but it makes no difference to us. In the same manner, let the mind do anything, who cares? Don't be worried about the mind. See? Anything you give importance, that will trouble you. Such a simple rule. Anything you give importance to God, He will punish you. See, friends, devalue the whole world. See? Then only we can abide in the truth. So, soul is the expression of Paramatma, the Supreme Reality, and the Supreme Reality is beyond the soul. So the example which I gave you 100 times, the husband is the soul and the man is the Paramatma. Husband is beyond, the man is beyond husband. See? The man is beyond husband, the man is beyond father, the man is beyond son, the man is beyond son-in-law, the man is beyond the father-in-law, the man is beyond the brother, is beyond. And all these small bodies, they are all souls. What is to be done? Make a soul curry and enjoy. But instead of that, we become so serious about it and suffer. You have no right to suffer in this world. You have done a mistake in listening to me. See, I will not allow you to become miserable, and for that I will make you miserable. And just observe, let us see whether this fellow becomes miserable or not. See, friends, it's not difficult because we are caught up in our wrong thinking. With this, the fourth mantra has taken care of a lot of web which we have gathered on our head. This is what Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Yada te moha kalilam buddhirvyati tarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavvesya shrutasya. You have heard so much, and because of that, you have created a muddy-headed thinking. Moha kalila means the mud of confusion. So we don't know. Sometimes we are told you are soul. Sometimes you are so you are not a soul. Sometimes you are told sit like this thing. Sometimes hey, never mind sit like this thing. Sometimes you do the pranayam. Start from the left whole and go to the right. I don't know what confused. See? Sometimes they say do meditation. Say don't do meditation. Kya karu? See? Moha kalil. Give charity. Next time. Don't give charity, that will spoil the people. Okay, don't give charity. But what will you do with the money? Give the charity. Every time there is a confusion. Because we do not understand what is meant for whom. See? And therefore we get lost. So, here, now the fifth question comes up. We'll take it tomorrow. Just to read. Atha hainam shaibhyaha satyakamaha papracha sayo havai tad bhagavan manushyeshu pranayantam onkaram avidhyayita katamam vava satena lokam jayatiti. Now Satyakam, who was the son of Shibi, he asked, O Lord, if a person is doing the Onkara Upasana, see, up to the last moment of his life, where does he go? What happens to him? What is attained by him? See, you must have seen this Onkar chanting is the most funny thing I enjoyed in this world, Some people start chanting this Onkar like, our dogs at night. Oh! Oh! The oh, they make it more. As a result, the whole air, everything goes out and disturbance for the society. See? The impact that the Om, Onkar should come on every cell of our body. But not doing this, we simply keep on doing, or we do in the mind. And what for? Nothing is known. So, we do the Onkaropasana, but what for, how to do, nothing is known. And then we keep on moving. We'll see about it in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।